What is going on, painting company owners? Happy Sunday. Brandon from Painter Marketing Pros here. Where are your leads coming from? So we talk to a lot of painting company owners who are marketing and via different channels. They'll have social media. Uh, sometimes they'll have paid ads running on Facebook and other social media platforms. Sometimes they won't. But a lot of times they'll at least be doing organic posting, posting to Facebook, Instagram, platforms like that once a day or at least a few times a week, or sometimes they'll be boosting posts, throwing $10 behind a post and, maybe a good before and after of a customer job and then boosting it, but they don't really know what the return is, so they kind of, it's kind of like, well, we've started social media, started getting more active on Facebook and we've started boosting posts and, I've definitely noticed an increase in business, right? Which is somewhat sort of qualitative because they haven't really quantified what the impact was and where it came from. So it's really important as a really a business owner in general, but for painting companies to qualify where your leads are coming from and to be able to quantify that, because otherwise you don't know what the return on investment is. It could very well be that when you started being far more active on Facebook, leads started coming in, but it wasn't because of that. It was something unrelated. Or it could have been related to it, and sometimes asking customers, a lot of you guys do ask your customers, hey, how do you hear about us, which is great. But actually, on one of the podcast episodes for Painter Marketing Mastermind podcast, we got into this idea that sometimes the customers are not transparent. Sometimes they quite honestly just lie. And that when you start tracking, they'll say that well, I saw you on Google, or I saw your Facebook ad and you're not running a Facebook ad. It's just weird. I don't know why people do that, but they do it. And so you have to know what channels are working and which ones aren't, right? And that's the only way that you can put more money behind the ones that are working. It's the only way that you can kind of test and iterate and improve upon it, because otherwise it's just a shoot in the dark. It's like, well, we do this and we do that and we do that, and it seems like we're getting more business, so that's good. And putting anything out there is better than putting nothing out there. But if you're not quantifying it, if you don't know what that return on investment is, then it's all just a guessing game. And I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to run my business as a guessing game. It's a serious thing, right? So you want to make sure that the money and the time, and not just the money, if you're doing social media posting and you're doing it, or you have an admin maybe who's doing it or something like that, that's time, and that time is not free. So make sure whatever methods you're using to drive business, that you're tracking it. And there are all kinds of software out there. There's call tracking with number pools, so that when people are coming through Google ads versus Facebook ads versus your Google My Business profile. Um, you know, you can't track 100% everything, but you can actually get pretty close. So when you get into the tech and you actually kind of get all this stuff dialed in, you really know where your prospects are coming from. And when you know where they're coming from, then you need to follow up and have a system for figuring out whether they converted into becoming a customer. If they did, what was the revenue? And then what was the profit margin? So that you can know via marketing channel, what your revenue is, what your conversion rate is, what your profit margin is, because that's how you can really grow your business efficiently. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of time, a lot of money wasted in the process. Anyways, happy Sunday, and see you guys tomorrow.